it's Hannah the Doodlebug in Jasper, Indiana, and I know I have been promising you for a while that I would come on and do a little technique video with the new sealed program from Spellbinders. And I know a few other companies have got some wax seal items in their product line, Honey Bee being one of them, and I know we've gotten some of that in, and I've showed you some of it in what's new videos, but I really have not, taken the time to show you some of the fun stuff that you can do with these. So I'm going to wait just a second for a couple of people to pop on here. Hey, Leslie, will you pop on the live? Because I can't see my phone. Just in case somebody would have questions, you can holler them at me. Awesome, thank you. Okay, so just in case anybody has any questions, Leslie will kind of send those back here to me, and I can kind of answer them. There is a little bit of a time lag though as well, so kind of keep that in mind. All right, so what I have, let's talk about the kit first. So the kit comes in this great little box, and inside the kit you get a wax seal. You get a great little container full of wax beads, and then over here in kind of the top of my screen, you also will get the little melting spoon, and then you get, this is what really sets Spellbinders apart. You get this great little, I don't even know what you want to call it, like great little holder. It has a tea light that sits in the bottom of it. Okay, if I lift it up, there's my little tea light. So it goes right over the tea light. So all I have to do is just set my spoon there. I don't have to hold it while it is heating. So I'm going to kind of jump up and check here. Hard to hear me. I'm not for sure. Sometimes, see, does that help at all? I don't know. I put my volume up. I don't think that really matters. So I will just try and talk a little louder for you, Vicki. How about that? We'll see if that works. So, okay, and you can see I've been playing as well here. So I've already got some seals made. I've also got the little mat, the little silicone craft mat that Honey Bee makes, which is great because it's got these little chambers here to where you can pour your wax in there if you want a more defined wax seal. That way it can't go outside of that area. So, all right. So how long does it take? It only took a few minutes for my wax beads to melt, and I have been experimenting with 3 to 4 of them per seal. 3 does fine. 4 kind of gives you a little more overage. But again, sometimes with 3, you may not get a full lip over here. Now, keep in mind, this is something that's totally organic, meaning it's not supposed to be perfect, and that's okay. This is one of those things where we have to embrace the imperfectness. But if you need it a little more perfect, that's where the kind of this silicone mat might be better for you. So, all right, let's just jump in. Now, this has been sitting here, a few minutes, but you can take your craft pick and you can just stir your beads around if you want, especially if you want to get kind of a swirly look, if you're mixing colors, because yes, you can mix colors. And then I just keep a paper towel and wipe that wax off right away while it's still warm. And then I put my paper towel way far away from my open flame, which is right there. All right, so let's try it without the silicone mat first. Okay, so I'm gonna move these to the side. And then I am just going to take my little spoon, I'm going to dump it on my mat, just like so. Okay, put that back on. I'm going to put a couple in there to start melting. And then I'm going to take my, now see, this has been moving around a little bit here because I didn't go to it right away. And there we go. So I'm going to set that down in there. I just heard my voice up front, so Leslie's got the live going up there as well. Okay, and then we're just going to let that kind of set for a moment. So some of the other ones that I've done, like this one here, what you can do after you have made your little wax seal is you can actually go over it with a paint pen. And then that way you can pick up some of those little details on there. All right, this just has to sit for a little bit. Let's see if it starts to release. Yep, releasing just fine. It's still a little warm over here, especially where it's a little thicker, but I'm going to try and pick it up anyway. There we go. So there is my wax seal. And of course my mount has my, I can't see. All right, there we go. You guys can see that on there. Okay. And then like I said, now you can take your marker and just lightly hit those raised areas. Okay. And I would finish it all, but I'm not going to right now. Okay, so there's that one. We're just going to set that one to the side. And then while I was talking, look at that. That one is just about melted. Just going to give it a little stir here. You don't have to stir it. I'm just trying to speed it along a little bit. Okay, so now this one, let's do in the honeybee. Now, remember, this is one that has 3 in it, not 4. Tap it right in the middle. Okay. A little bit that came off, so I'm just going to wipe the side of my spoon. That there. Throw a couple in there to start melting. And then we'll just let that sit there for a second. I'm going to throw an extra one. Actually, let's throw a color in there this time. Okay, so you guys can kind of see that. So I'm going to stick a color in there as well. Just going to let that melt for a second. Now, Spellbinders is slowly releasing more and more wax seals. We've got quite a few in. I just pulled a few that we have in right now. This one here is just a solid circle. So that's kind of fun. You can put other things on the inside, little confetti pieces even. You could put a sticker on the inside as well. So this one here, and I'm going to be doing another technique video soon where we use this one as well too. But I wanted to kind of do an introductory video first. So there's that wax seal. This one here has a cute little envelope that says hello on it. And then this one is one of the newest ones. And it, get this one out here. All right. This one here has all these cute little flowers in there, making sure I'm not getting out of camera. There we go. So that one's kind of fun. Now, they do screw off, but right now, the way the program is, all of them come with a handle. So it does screw off, but they're, I mean, I guess if you were going somewhere and you didn't want to pack all your handles, maybe space was an issue, you could take all the seals off and just take one handle. So you can do that. But like I said, right now, everything I have seen, it comes with a handle anyway. So, all right. This one here, all right, it's just about melted. Give it just a second yet to do that little pink guy. Some questions that I had whenever I first saw this was, what happens if I make one and I just do not like it? Can I remelt it? Yes, you can. So I did that earlier just to kind of see. So I made one and it was fine, but then I wanted to see how well it would remelt. And of course it remelted just fine. When I poured some earlier, I got a little bit on my mat, kind of to the side. I just picked that up, popped it right into the little spoon, and it heated up just fine as well. All right, so I'm just going to give that a little swirl. I don't want to really stir it together because I don't want to change. I don't want to make a new color. I want kind of that swirl look. I think maybe it all got buried. We'll see if we smoosh it. Now this one here has 4. Oh, it's sliding because my table has a little bit of a, not the table, but I use a poster board underneath here that looks like the brick background, and it has just a little crease or a roll in it, and I didn't realize that I'm right on that roll, so it made my seal move just a little bit. This might end up being one that we remelt. Who knows? Oh, go ahead and pull this one out while we're doing that. So here's the one that I just made in the silicone craft mat from Honey Bee. And you could just use this on the mat side too. You wouldn't even have to use this from Spellbinders. Let's see, it's still kind of sticking. You can kind of tell when it wants to release. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in there. And then let's go ahead and let's melt one. Let's see. I'm gonna melt this one. That's the one I just did earlier, and then it was still kind of hot, and I got my thumbprint on it. So we're gonna let that sit in there, start to heat up. Okay, and then let's see here. It's still, that one had 4 in it. And you can see over here, this little guy, it's melting right down. Looking great. Let's see. Yeah. See, this one has the 4 again, and so it's just taking longer for that wax to harden. But oh my gosh, friends, do you see that? Look how pretty that is. So let me make sure I get it in camera here. All right, so you've got these cute little pink specks in there. So this one had 3 gold and 1 pink. So you're getting just a little bit of the pink coming through. Let's see the back side. So there you go. Now, some things to keep in mind. Can you work directly on your project? Yes, you can. So instead of working on the craft mat, I could just put this directly on my card, on my envelope. We've practiced with that. We have done that. However, if you don't love it, then you've got to scrap the whole thing. So otherwise, you can just stick a little glue dot, some liquid glue on the back of this, and then put it into the center of your card. Now, these here, they're just packaging, and I'm going to take it out of the packaging so you don't get the glare on camera, but just to kind of show you an example. So here is part of the Spellbinders seal program. So they've come out with all these fun little like floral picks, so little flowers with really long stems. This one here is called sealed blooms. So you're getting these little flowers there. And you can see they've kind of put that wax seal right on top of kind of the center with those flowers. Really cute and fun. Here's another one here. Again, I'm going to take it out of the package too, just to show you another example. My fingers would work. Okay, this one here. You can see here's another. This die is actually this that's supposed to look like twine. So it cuts your paper super, super thin to where it looks like twine. You wrap it around, and then that little circle there is where your seal can fit. So it actually gives you a little bit of something to stick your seal onto. But again, you can see you've got your little floral picks there, and then the seal right in the middle. And these seals are not, they're not perfect. Like I said, I don't know if it's necessarily supposed to be perfect. But here is this one. So fun. And again, I could take my marker. My marker's not having the best effect on these because my marker is gold, and I'm using gold beads, or gold little wax beads. But you can kind of see how you can easily pick up the detail on some of those. All right, so now this one here, it's getting really happy. Oh yeah, it's nice and melted. So we'll do, and this was the one, remember, that I did as my mess up one. So this one here is from one that did not make the cut. I'm gonna move a little bit over here though, because right there's where that bubble is. Pour him out. just like so. Do this one here. Okay, now if you want to switch colors completely, just take that spoon while it's still nice and warm, or before, I mean, I guess I would do it before I store it too. You wouldn't necessarily have to, because you could heat it back up and get all that wax off the next time, or kind of reuse whatever wax is in there. So I guess you don't have to necessarily clean it each time, but look how easy that cleans up. So let's do some pinks in here this time. We'll kind of switch some colors. Let's do 2 pinks and 2 silvers. Okay. Let that get a little happy. Look at that one. That's one that we did just a second ago. Let's see how this one here is doing. Oh yeah, released nicely. And it's still a little warm. So I'm going to try and take the spatula underneath it because I don't want to touch it with my fingers. Get the prints on it again. Oh, look how pretty that is. My in camera. Yep. These are fun. Now, I don't know if I know we've had some eyeballs, we've lost some eyeballs, all that good stuff. So I don't know if anybody who's watching has been able to play with the wax seal, if anybody has the wax seal, but I think it is just so super fun. Wait for a second for these. Since I took it off and wiped it out, that kind of cooled it off a little bit, so it may take just a moment. And my tea light's been going for a while now. I have heard that, you know, after your tea light goes for a little bit, you may want to pour a little bit of the wax out of it. But some people that did our training with Spellbinders, some of the girls do that and some of the girls don't. So I think, you know, it's just kind of what works for you. One says she hasn't done it and she's always had fine results. It may just take a little bit longer for hers to heat up because there's not as much flame. I don't know. So just, you know, an option that you can do. It just takes a regular tea light. The kits do not come with a tea light. So if you've been to the store before, you know I'm right next to a Dollar General. So I just walked over there, bought a pack of tea lights for, I don't know, $1, $2, something like that. And that's what I'm using in there. And they will last me forever. Well, maybe not forever. That's an exaggeration, but it'll last me for a while. We're getting close here. You know that old saying, you know, it's like sitting around watching paint dry. Well, this is like sitting around watching wax melt. That is what we're doing. And this is one of those things, like just how I'm doing today. When I'm going to make wax seals, I make a bunch of wax seals. I don't just, you know, get it out and make one for one card. Get it out, kind of play around with it, make some different ones. That way, you know, your oops ones, you can remelt them, do something else with them. And just have a little fun. All right, so that's looking pretty good. I'm thinking it is anyway. I guess we will see here in just a second. Okay, I'll put that one in here this time. It's running a little thick. I probably could have let it melt a little longer. Oh, look at that. I know you can't see it because I've got my spoon in the way. But how fun does that look? Alright, I'm just going to let the weight and gravity do its thing there. And then I think I'm going to drop. We'll do, let's go like crazy rogue. So I'm going to put this one in. Now this is one that Spellbinders sent me, and it was not a great one. Meaning when I went to try and hit it with a little bit of the paint marker so you guys could see it, the joy in the middle really had very little definition to it. So I made a mess is what I'm getting at with the marker. So let's just go a little crazy here. Let's put that in there as well. And we're just going to melt that too. See if I can get that to all fit. This would probably be a good time if I had a little scissors here with me just to snip it in half. Because that's what I was worried about. I don't want it to go over the side, and that's what I did with pushing it. I pushed some over the side. So now I'm going to have a little mess over there, but that's nothing new for me. I'll clean that up. All right, so we're going to let that melt. See how it does. And as you can see, it's even got a little bit of the marker, so we're going to see how the marker does. I haven't tried one of my Oops ones with the marker. Let's see here. So this one's came out of the mold just fine, but let's see how warm. Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh. That one is fun. With those little swirls of pink in there. So that was 2 silver and 2 pink. Is what that one was. Okay. Oh, now that is fun. Do you guys see on my spoon how it's melting with just the little bit of marker there on the top? All right, let's kind of mix this. We're just gonna make a new color here this time. Instead of swirls, we're just gonna make a totally new color. We may just make mud. All right, fun. And this will be our last one. Has anyone's got any questions? So we will post this video on our YouTube channel as well. It'll sit here on Facebook too. So once you watch the replay, still give me any comments, questions that you have. Ooh, that's an actual really pretty color now with that silver in there and that kind of tealy turquoise color. That is pretty. So let me know any questions, comments that you may have. I will get those answered for you. Even on YouTube, when we get a new comment, I do get a little notification. So we'll let this one set there. I'm just going to set this to the side. Let it cool. Blow my tea light out. I'll take this. You can see that's my mess that I made. Go ahead and wipe that. And then we'll let that, let's see. Oh, that one turned out so pretty. I don't know if it's quite ready for me to pick up, but let's see. Yeah, I think I can. Look how pretty that one is. I love the new color that we made. Okay, there we go. Okay. And that one is the For You that comes in the kit. So, all right. Well, everyone, I hope that you had a little fun watching the video today. Hopefully you learned a few things. Hopefully I also answered some of the questions that you may have. Like I said, I tried to play around with the different questions I had when I first saw the wax seal program. I know Leslie's sister, Lisette, she has one of the seal program boxes, and she has sealed some envelopes, and they've gone through the mail as well too, because I know that's one that we get, will they go through the mail? And yes, they've gone through the mail. She's putting them directly on the back, so just pouring it onto the envelope and sealing it that way it seals real nice on there. But she sent them through. We have some samples in the store as well that she made for us, where she's worked directly on the card itself, so you can kind of see how well it seals or adheres down to the card, to the paper. It does a really good job. So until next time, my friends, I am Hannah at the Doodlebug in Jasper, Indiana. I'm going to pop up here out of my seat and just see if I can see any, let's see here. I'm going to try and move this just a little bit. I see, let's see. They do, yes, I think it does, show kind of the individual effort, because it's supposed to look like something that you made. You don't want them to be perfect to where it looks, like something that was just blooped out of a machine. So I totally agree with that. So hopefully you learned a little bit. Hopefully it inspired you a little bit. Like, you know, some of you may have really old wax seal kits, you know, from 10, 15 years ago that you haven't used. Get them out of the drawer. Check them out, you know, have some fun with it. And the next time that you're in, you can check out our wax seal section, maybe pick up a couple new seals, a new color or two of wax. You can also find all this online at www.thedoodlebuginc.com. So hopefully you just had a little fun and you learned something new today. So until next time, again, I'm Hannah from the Doodlebug in Jasper, Indiana, and make it a crafty day, friends. Bye.